Here we are. We're back.
Believe it or not, we actually came back.
How long has it been?
Fuck, way too long. I think we're closer here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how long it took me to grow this mustache?
God. And it still looks terrible.
It does, man. He hates it.
I do hate it.
Welcome back, though.
Yeah, hello everybody. Hello, John.
Hello, Aaron.
We changed up the equipment a little bit, and we were like, let's just hold the mics. I think it looks better and it sounds better.
I feel better.
Yeah, I feel more professional.
We hope everyone's okay. Been strong.
Yeah, I feel like we also missed a pretty good year of fights.
Yeah, a lot of bangers, a lot of changing in titles.
A lot happened.
A lot of shit we haven't talked about.
Yeah, so here we are. Hopefully we can catch up and talk about what's coming next in the UFC and other fight promotions.
Even with this card, I felt like there was a lot of we'll get into it, but like with Wonder Boy, it's a lot of, can he still hang? You know, it's a lot of old guy, new guys with this card. So
when I was looking at this card, I was like, dude, there's a lot of guys on this card with losing streaks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like it's one of those cards where they're gonna be like, so we're talking about the UFC Fight Night in Nashville. What is it? Derek Lewis versus Tahara.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like there's a few guys in this card that still have good names, but they're on losing streaks. So they're kind of trying to figure out. It looks like they're trying to figure out what to do with everyone that's on a losing streak, and then some guys that are kind of coming up. They're gonna, can you get past this gatekeeper? Can you like kind of get past this next challenge? So
exactly. I almost kind of like cards like this though,
yeah,
because it adds more pressures to the fighters.
Well, because like, look, pay-per-view cards, it just the main events usually, or like the main cards usually only move to the top 5 in the divisions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so these are the cards that we need to move the rest of the division. Like, hey, are you gonna come up? Are you gonna come down?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or is the next contender? The next contenders come out of these cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just a healthy reminder too that it's the UFC, so it's filled with killers.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll get into it right now. Like the first fight that we got is gonna be Junior Tafa versus Tuco Tucos. And Tafa's coming off, his last win was actually a Santa Ana native, Sean Sharaf. He TKO'd him.
He's from Santa Ana?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, went to high school here in Saddleback.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, great guy. Very, very fucking huge guy. And I believe he took that fight on short notice.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I know that, Toko's on 2-fight losing streak now?
Yeah.
Or 0-2 in the UFC. This is what this is a light heavyweight fight. Yeah, so I mean, good for.
Is this one light heavyweight?
Yeah, Tafa's coming down.
Damn.
Yeah,
you know what?
I was surprised too because as soon as I saw Tafa's name, I was like, oh, heavyweight, and I was like, oh shit, no, it's a light heavyweight fight.
Yeah, and the guy's fighting his own too. Maybe they're kind of lobbying it to him.
Yeah, well, Tafa's 2-4.
Yeah.
In the UFC, so neither one of them is really has a winning record.
Uh-huh.
But there's been a lot of changes in the light heavyweight division, so I think that might also play to them to kind of help them, like, hey, do something now because some shit kind of.
I think he could shine in 205. He's got heavy hands, man. He just needs to emphasize his technical ability.
Yeah.
Use his range. Throw some teeps. Don't just rely on your hands. Because when he was fighting Sharaf, and I've seen him, his other fights, his leg would get chewed up.
Yeah.
And to the point where he's limping. And then obviously when that happens, there goes your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and especially at those bigger, dude. And if you can move fast at a light heavyweight with those hands, you know what I mean. But it's also going to be a bad thing because a lot of these guys are going to be a lot faster than him.
Yep.
Heavyweights are notoriously a little bit slower.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna get better. I feel like that's his weight class.
Yeah, I don't know. This also might be one of those they both have losing streaks in the UFC. They got to get one guy back on track, so it might just work into hey, this is you might get cut after this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's the UFC and it's MMA, so everybody's got that chance. That's so unpredictable. Yeah. That's the beauty of the sport. You know what I mean?
I do. I think I'm gonna take what's his name? Tuso on this one, just because Tafa's cutting a little bit more weight than he's used to, so he might not be ready for it.
Yeah, and cardio was a question in his last fight.
Yeah, so if it gets past the first round, it's probably gonna go to Tuso. But if Tafa can always land that punch to knock him out, so
it's gonna be a good fight. I think I'm leaning a little more towards Tafa. I think when you do cut the weight, and we've done it before, you've done it before too. When you get skinnier, you feel skinnier. It just depends on how that cut goes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sure him cutting weight and getting down slimmer is gonna help him out, right? But he hasn't fought there before, at least not in the UFC. So maybe he's not used to that weight cut, Yeah,
and being a bigger guy in the gym too, I don't think they really ever push you to do those hard rounds. You know what I mean? So I agree. We'll see. It should be an interesting fight. A great way to open the card.
Yeah. Fucking some heavy hands.
Dude, I know. And then speaking of heavy hands, this one's actually is this 205 or is these heavyweights?
So this is the opposite. Yeah. So now in this one, Vitor Petrino is going up to heavyweight.
Okay.
Because he was a light heavyweight and he went up to now this is his heavyweight debut.
And to piggyback off like what you were saying earlier, both these guys are coming off KO losses.
Yeah.
And now they're fighting each other, and one's going up in weight, which is even crazy.
I know I think that's gonna be kind of scary for Petrino, but if anything, he is gonna be quicker. I think he's gonna be quicker than a lot of these heavyweights.
Okay. My big thing too though is Austin Lane, the turnaround time.
When was his last fight?
Petrino's last fight was in 2024.
Right.
Austin Lane was in March of this year, and it was a bad KO.
I mean, it's 4 months.
I mean, is when someone gets really slept bad like that, I think it's true. Recommended they take like a year off.
Yeah.
So here this guy is coming off 3, 4. Put about it this way, it was a couple months till he was back into camp for this fight. You know, and that's fucking crazy.
But yeah, maybe it can also be one of those things where like he got knocked out and he's like, dude, I just want to shake that off already. Like.
Dominic Reyes is complete proof of that.
Yeah, but Dominic Reyes did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of times, these guys were like, I just got knocked out. Like I want to get back in there as soon as possible to like kind of get over this little hump. Yeah, shake this off, remind myself who I am.
That fight's going to be fun. I'm going to go with Petrino, though. Like you said, he's going to be faster. He's going to have something to prove. He's going to want to...
and he's not dealing with the weight cut.
Yeah, and then Austin Lane is one of those guys, unfortunately, like, he hasn't done the craziest, but he is a big name. So if you get rid of him, it only sets him up to do better things, right?
Yeah. And, so we'll see. And then I was going to say... coming back to the whole thing, like, heavyweights are a little bit low on talent right now.
Yeah.
So...
and especially with Aspinall finally grabbing the throne, he emphasized wanting activity. He wants things to
yeah. So hopefully the heavyweight division starts moving a little bit more. That could offer something up for Petrino if he, let's say, he comes out, makes a good statement.
Yeah.
He could, bounce back in like a month or 2-3 months, whatever. Hopefully gets another, it won't be too tough for him to get into the rankings at heavyweight.
I mean, even the main event for this card that we're talking about, it's a heavyweight fight. So I'd like to see. I mean, we are seeing more activity, so it's gonna be nice to see. Yeah. Man, I hope he does okay. I hope Austin, because it's a quick turnaround time, man.
It is. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's scary.
It was a bad KO.
But that dude's a dog too. I mean, he's been in the UFC for what? Like he's a pretty good vet now, right?
Yeah, he's
been in it for what, like almost 10 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like 8 years, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The next fight though, we love this guy. We've actually seen him live, Nate Landwehr.
Oh yeah.
We saw him when he fought David Onama.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah, that whole card was amazing.
Yeah, that San Diego card. Was it like 2-3 years ago?
Like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Nate Landwehr, I mean, that finish to Do Hook Choi in South Korea stand up, but when that fight was crazy, he did what he does, but he just got cherry picked the entire time. I
feel like that's also his downfall, that he'll just be like you love him for a reason.
Yeah, being a dog will only get you so far. It's
yeah.
This one thing you are guaranteed is that the fight will be fun. You'll be entertaining. Yeah, he's an entertaining fighter. That's there's no argument there. The guy he's
and I mean, dude, Morgan, this guy's he's a Cage Warriors champ, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So he had his last fight was against Nathaniel Wood. Mm-hmm. And Nathaniel Wood just kind of like, you're not gonna outstrike Nathaniel Wood. Yeah. He's too fast for you. Mm-hmm. And this guy, he just Morgan, I can't say his last name. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not French.
Even his start into the UFC though, it was quick right away.
Well, he's a Cage Warriors champ, so they were like, this guy's not a chump. Let's just get him in there and see what he can do.
And he's been doing great things. I think maybe I wouldn't say this is a lot, but Nate's gonna bring it. And Nate, I mean, when he fought Onama, did what everybody thought was impossible. The dude almost got finished in that fight, and then came back and fucking dog walked him towards the end. So it was a nice back and forth. I think there's a possibility to do the same, but like you said, we like him for a reason. So how many times can you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one thing too about both of them is like, neither one of them has really had a steady career in the UFC. They'll get a win or two, then a loss, then a win or two, loss, win or two, loss, and that dude Morgan's on kind of on the same page. But they're both teetering right there, maybe like in the top 20, top maybe 25 of the division. So a win here could open, because Nate Landwehr was ranked, right, a year ago, a year or two ago. So this could be like, hey, whoever wins this can get back into the rankings next fight.
Who can fight again for the rankings? Who do you think? You think you got Morgan? I think I'm gonna go with Morgan.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit fresher fighter. He's a smarter fighter, right? He's got that championship experience.
Sure.
And even though it's Cage Warriors, but Cage Warriors, a lot of dogs come out of there.
Great promotion. Yeah.
Great fighters come out of there. Plus, in his last fight, he just fought someone that was faster than him.
Mm-hmm.
Nate is fast, but he's not that fast.
And I don't think has Morgan been in that much trouble? Has he been like put in that much danger in his UFC career?
Yeah, his last fight he got dropped. He almost got finished in the first round, I think. I want to say it was the first round. But he was able to come back and then finish off all 3 rounds and go to decision.
And cardio's never been an issue for that guy. So, I mean
for neither one of them.
Yeah, for neither one of them either. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Morgan.
Yeah. We would love to see Nate win though.
Yeah, we do love a good Nate fight. The next fight I think is gonna be potentially fight of the night, or at least on paper it is. Steve Garcia versus Calvin Kattar.
A guy that can knock anyone out and a guy that can't get knocked out.
I know that's what's insane, man.
Yeah,
I love the way Steve uses his range. He uses the 8 limbs perfectly, man.
Dude, Steve has his arms are like fucking. They just ripped him out of John Jones and put him on like a guy that's like a featherweight.
He's so long, it's insane.
His arms are so. And then he'll crack with those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
too.
and he can use his knees and his elbows. Like his clinch game's insane too. Like, and he's a finisher.
He's never gone the distance in the UFC, and he has I think all of his last, or maybe he went once, I don't know, but his last few fights have all come by knockout. He's on a 4 or 5 fight winning streak.
I think 4.
4-fight winning streak. This is his chance to get into the rankings.
You know what? And I know that the brass knows what they're doing. They know that he's a strong, big finisher, and they're, like you said, they're giving him a guy who hasn't been finished. If he can put him away,
if he puts out Kattar,
would be made.
Because look what Max did, and Max couldn't put him away.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. Yeah.
Well, technically, Kattar has 1 KO loss to I think Arnold Allen, but that's when he like tore his leg up or something.
Yeah, I think it was his knee.
Yeah, it was his knee. So I mean, it wasn't really a KO, but they called it a TKO.
Uh-huh.
But speaking of Kattar, dude, he hasn't had the best run.
Yeah, he's only got 2 or 3 fight losing streak.
No, he's like on a 5-fight losing streak.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cause, yeah, dude, he hasn't had a good streak, man.
I mean, like, to be fair though, the guy he just fought, he just fought Yusuf Zalal. That's the only guy to go the distance with Ilya Topuria. So and that guy's like, I think he's
Josh Emmett went the distance.
I think he's like on a 3-fight win streak, but in like the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong. Yeah, I know. But I think he's the one who went the distance. It was a 3-round fight though, and he didn't take any damage. Like, he just wrestled the whole time.
Yeah. Well, also, and then that last fight I got kind of annoyed with Kattar in that fight because he didn't come out until the last round.
Right.
Like the first 2 rounds, Yusuf was just kind of poking him around, like jabbing him. You know, I mean, fighting the distance. Yeah, he did a great job. Don't get me wrong. It might be a little bit of an annoying style, maybe not, audience friendly. But he won the fight. He won it decisively. And then Kattar didn't really come out until the last round when he noticed he was losing, and he was just like, I gotta do something. Like, I gotta knock this dude out. And he couldn't do it at the end of the day, but like he needs to bring that guy out in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, you're not wrong. Man, Steve Garcia
though. Dude, this guy's been fucking on a tear.
Yeah, he's on the tear. It's gonna be a great fight. I think this fight actually got postponed. I think they were supposed to fight like a while ago, and I'm not sure if it was Kattar, but I know that Steve had to pull out of the fight for some weird injury or something like that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I've been waiting for this fight to happen. I'm excited that it's happening this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be bad news for Kattar if this doesn't work out for him. If he loses this one, he might
to the PFL. You go.
He'll be PFL champ by the end of the year.
I could see it. I could see it. He probably.
Who was the other dude? Shane Burgos.
Yeah.
That
Hurricane Shane.
Yeah, Hurricane Shane. He got cut from the UFC and then he became like PFL champ.
Yeah, he made a bag.
Yeah.
A really big
bag.
Fuck yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Dude, straight up. I forgot that this fight was even happening. This next one, Wonder Boy versus Bonfim. Again, old versus the new wave.
Changing of the guard, right?
Oh man, it's.
And here's the thing. They gave Wonder Boy a grappler.
I know. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, dude, we love you. Thanks for being with us for so long. But like,
now's the start of the...
Yeah, we got to start making room, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to retire and get out of the way, we're going to kind of like...
We're going to do what we do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no secret there. His style is his style. Bonfim is a strong man.
Yeah.
That's a strong dude. Once he gets a hold of you, that's it. Like, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the hardest thing to do though in the UFC is to keep that dude down.
It was for a while, but his last few fights, man. I mean, he got finished by Shavkat. He got knocked out by what's his name? By Buckley, and then he got pretty much controlled by Burns and by Bilal Muhammad. Yeah. You know, so like he hasn't really
like speak on that though. These are all championship level fighters.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think besides Buckley, all of them have like kind of touched or like been really close to the top 5. You know what I mean?
Like what we alluded to earlier, if you beat that person with that name, you know what I mean. And Wonder Boy is one of those names. I mean, look at Buckley. He beat Wonder Boy and then went to fight Usman. Yeah, number 1 contender. True. So, if this guy gets the same thing, maybe it's not as credible, or it just depends on how the fight goes. I'm gonna go with Gabriel though.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think Bonfim's gonna figure it out, get him done. Might have a tough first round.
Yeah,
but if you can get that, if you can get him down in the first round, even if he doesn't submit him, it's just gonna that's just gonna be what the rest of the fight's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's just gonna show what the rest of the fight's gonna be. Unfortunately, Wonder Boy's like 42 or something. Yeah, he's not what he used to be. If you guys, the OGs that do remember Wonder Boy. I think was the fucking truth.
He back was, in the day. Man.
He went undefeated up until that fight with Tyron Woodley, and he got a draw.
Yeah, I mean he did get knocked out by Pettis though too, and that was kind of crazy to see. But
I mean that was after.
I mean I don't want to see him get hurt. It's like everyone's dad, you know. But I think it should be a good fight. If there's a finish, it's gonna be by Bonfim.
Yeah. I don't see Wonder Boy getting a finish anymore. He's not as fast as he used to be. I'm sure he can still crack, but he's just. I don't know. I would love for him to get a finish. Mm-hmm. That'd be amazing. I'd celebrate.
That's how. Drinking a glass of milk?
Yeah, drinking a glass of milk. Teaching a kid's class.
Wow. Lewis versus Tejera. Lewis has straight up admitted that he doesn't want championship fights. Like he says
he wants to fight taxi cab drivers.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He wants to pull the Jake Paul out or something.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, man, make that bag.
But if Lewis can't get this guy on the first round, it's over for him.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's coming off a win, I think there was when he did that flying knee. I forgot who was fighting. There's a clip of Dana White saying like we were going to cut him if he didn't win this fight. So I think he probably maybe has a fight or two left. But you're absolutely right. Like, he will be fighting cab drivers if that's the case. But, I mean, I guess that's what he wants.
That's what he said he wanted. He said he wanted cab drivers.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, yeah, good for him, you know.
Tejera's huge, dude. He reminds me of that guy from PFL that Francis beat, like, in terms of just size.
Oh, yeah.
But just kind of like his evil brother. You know what I mean?
Dude, with this Tejera's second fight in the UFC, and he's already fighting Derek Lewis.
That's insane.
But here's the thing. Is that because he's that good, or is that because the heavyweight division is that bad right now?
Or he's that big.
Or he's that big, yeah.
Could be a mixture of all three of those things.
Yeah. But I feel like if this guy would have come in like that to another division, he wouldn't be.
No.
It's just the heavyweights that are like that.
I mean, they're fucking huge, man.
They are.
That guy looks like evil. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. He's huge. He's big. He looks like an evil villain. I don't think that. I mean, size doesn't mean anything, Lewis. Look what he did to Volkov.
Yeah.
It was years ago, but I mean,
balls are hot.
What?
My balls are hot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I see. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I have in my notes too. Like, I think Derek Lewis might just be, like you said, like on his way out. He's like, hey, dude, if I'm gonna be around, I just want to fight like easy fights. I don't want to fight like.
I'm surprised it's the main event. To be quite honest, I didn't think
it's in Nashville and it's Derek Lewis. He's from Houston. Yeah. But it's not too far away. You know what I mean? Kind of still like Southern. Plus, Derek Lewis is always a fun fight, win or lose.
I mean, he has the possibility of being a fun fight.
Yeah.
I saw a clip the other day, and some kid was like, I want to get into the UFC.
I know what you're talking about.
Can you send me a fucking a fight to watch? And somebody said Ngannou versus was it Ngannou versus Lewis?
Yeah, or no, it was that one. And then I saw another one where they said Rose versus Carla 2.
and he like responded to the video, and he was like, days. "Yeah, count your fucking days." Whoever commented this shit.
That was pretty great.
But I mean, nonetheless, the card has a lot of entertaining fights this weekend. I think it's going to be really good. It could have been a better main event, but it has the possibility of being a great one. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and like we said at the beginning of this, it's one of those. It's gonna be one of those cards that's like it's gonna be more than anything, changing up the guards, get who's next in line. There's a whole. This was just the main card, right? It's still a whole undercard.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really feel like this is one of those cards that we need to go through everything.
But let us know if there's anything that you think we missed, or if there's anything that you want to know. I want to know your opinions as well. I want to know who's gonna win. I want to know if we were wrong, if we were right. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah, or if you guys want us to do the whole card.
Yeah. If you want to see our faces.
If you want to see a fucking 3-hour podcast going through the whole card.
Yeah, exactly. We got lives, people.
Yeah.
All right. But let us know. We'll be back next week so we can talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about more things, dog.
Oh shit.
Did you want to talk about the Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis? It's the featured prelim.
Is it?
Yeah.
Chris Curtis is coming off a loss to a guy who's fighting next week.
To Chase Hooper's dad.
To Kopylov.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty controversial loss. I mean, he got dropped with like 3 seconds left, and neither of them moved.
I think it said 1 second left in the official time. It was 4:59.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know why he stopped it, but
he wasn't gonna win the fight anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like Chris Curtis is also kind of one of those fighters that like every fight he's in, there's some kind of controversy. Right? It's either headbutt, an eye poke,
something,
late stop it, like early stop it. You know what I mean? Like,
he almost beat the shit out of some dude in a cage recently. You saw that?
Oh yeah, him and Sean Strickland.
Yeah, Sean Strickland like punched the dude, but yeah, I mean, you can just tell the guys are they're fighters, man. So
I guess, but you also don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I was gonna say this is Chris Curtis coming back down to 170.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, could be good or bad. He's fought 170 before.
No, who's he fighting?
Max Griffin.
Max Griffin.
Yeah, not another big name, but a name. I think it'll be a good first fight for him to get back into 170.
At 170, yeah.
See what he can do here. I mean, it worked out for Buckley because Curtis isn't exactly the biggest 185er.
Yeah, he's very top heavy.
Yeah, he's very stocky, and he just boxes. He just wants to box it out the whole time, and it's like, dude, this is an MMA fight.
That's what happens when you hang out with Sean Strickland every day.
Yeah, I guess, right? Teeps and jabs all day.
Teeps and jabs all day, baby. Fundamentals win fights. Write that down.
But there's more to fundamentals fundamentals
I
than
know.
Jabs and teeps. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't think either one of these guys is really like. I can see why it's a featured prelim, right? They're both pretty well known. Chris Curtis probably making his return back to 170. But I don't know. This is going to be one of those fights that like
I see. I really don't see a
finish.
A finish. Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure it goes a decision.
I can see that. Well,
they're two good names though. It should be a good fight. I see it going the distance. Probably gonna go and stay on the feed the entire time.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah. So we're not gonna go into it. It was a few weeks ago, but we should still talk about it. I think.
Definitely. Joshua motherfucking Van.
Dude. I think Royval fucked up on that fight.
By taking it?
No, not by taking it, but by not taking it to the ground and just standing up with a boxer.
Well,
because Royval's ground game is way better than
super
Van's.
Underrated.
And then he just kind of like, and then Royval doesn't have that, like that power that Van had.
Yeah.
So he was a lot faster, a lot longer, popped a lot more, I think, but a lot more explosive. But Van just has a harder punch.
And how young is that kid? Like what?
23. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I would love to know when he can beat the record of John Jones, or if he can still beat it. Because I know John Jones was like 23 and like some change, right?
If he fights by the end of the year, obviously.
You think he gets it?
No. It's Pantoja. Alexandre Pantoja. That guy, the statement he made, and I guess that'll be our segue into that fight. I mean, it doesn't have to, but like that there was no chance
Dude, I love Kai Kara France, but there was no way that he was gonna win that fight.
There was just no way. That dude fights like, especially when he makes his way in, he fights like his chin is made out of granite. Like it's crazy how he's just willing to take something to follow his confidence that he's gonna grab a hold of you and keep it that way. Like,
yeah, and honestly, I think he should be in the. I don't think he's still in the top 5 pound for pound. I think he's like number 6.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's under Duplessis.
Yeah, that's weird. I would see him. I would say even like number 3.
I would have 3 or 4. I think that's comfortable for him. Speaking of the pound for pound, we got a new king.
We do.
Ilia Topuria.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Jones even still in the rankings?
No, he's officially retired, so he's out of the rankings.
He's out of the rankings.
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria is the number 1 fighter in the world. That dude celebrated a day early.
Yeah, he went out to have a celebratory dinner a day early.
That's probably the most confident, amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We all made posts, we all made edits, we all really wanted Charles Oliveira to win. We all made Charles Oliveira edits, and we all wanted them to win really, really bad. But we all knew the story of that fight.
Yeah. I'll say this. I wasn't surprised Ilia won. I was surprised that he won that fast and that he slept him like that. But more than anything, I was surprised with Charles willing to engage in boxing range in the middle of the octagon.
I mean,
like,
it's a Muay Thai black belt, man.
Dude, we love Charles because it comes to fight.
Yeah.
But sometimes, dude, like, hey, man, fight kind of where you're better, though.
My big question was, it wasn't a question to me when he was going to get dropped or if he was going to get dropped.
Yeah,
My question was, is he going to be able to wake up after that drop? Because it's a guarantee he gets dropped every single time.
Yeah.
Ilia's punch is just different. Like, it's different. And so
his power's insane.
I just had a feeling once Ilia got that shot, which in a 5-round fight is very probable. I just knew that probably wasn't going to be the case. I don't think he was going to get up from that, and that's exactly what happened. It fucking hurts to see, man.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, man, I think, and a few people have said this, a few other fighters and podcasts and stuff, but Charles should have, I don't know, like, just engage along the fence a little bit more,
Well, I think
clench him up a little bit more.
He wanted the knockout too, because imagine he did knock him out.
I know, which is why we
his first strike was an elbow to his face.
Which is why we love Charles, because he'll go for it, but also it's like, dude, we also wanted you to win.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. All right, well, no, Ilia's a top dog now.
Pound for pound.
Pound for pound, 2 division champ. Everyone that's saying that Islam is supposed to be pound for pound, I do think Islam. I do think Islam's resume and win streak is more impressive than Charles right now. Than Ilia right now. But the reason why he isn't pound for pound is because Ilia is technically now a 2 division champ, and Islam is still only a 1 division champ. If Islam goes up to 170 and which he is gonna do, and he beats, what's called JDM, then Islam will be number 1 pound for pound again.
I have a feeling too, Ilia's just gonna stay active.
Yeah. I think Ilia might be a little bit more active than Islam, especially now with the weight cut that he said that it's not gonna be as tough. Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna be a little more active. Plus, there's a line of 155ers ready for him.
A great one, like when after the finish, when they panned off to Patty and then Justin and then Armin. Fuck, man. You know what's crazy? The number 1 person I'm seeing edits of, like, he can save the day. You know who it is?
Oh, no.
It's Michael Chandler.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would love to see that.
And they're all patriotic and shit. That's so fucking sick.
Bring back Iron Mike.
That little fucking muscle shark will go in there swinging for the fences, man.
He's going to get his ass knocked out, but that'd be great.
For sure, and that would make sense, too. I can totally see the UFC just lobbing it to Chandler. That Dana White privilege.
That's funny. But, no, I hope that... I
hope it's Armin.
Yeah, I hope it's Armin. I think he actually called out Armin in the post-fight interview, but I don't know why. I think it was someone in Joe Rogan's ear, that told him to call Patty.
Oh, because I saw that.
He said he was like cussing everyone out, and then he said something about, like, he said pulling out of a fight because your back hurts, and then Joe Rogan's like, "You're talking about Patty Pimlet," and I'm like, that's clearly Armin Tsarukyan.
Armin, yeah.
And which Armin Tsarukyan is the number 1 contender. He weighed in for the fight as a backup.
I know, that's true. Yeah, I don't know why.
So It's Armin Tsarukyan that's next. Yeah, I don't know why. I think they just wanted to build up that whole like, because Patty's a bigger name and they have some beef from like 145, you know. So they just wanted to build off that, but real ones know Armin Tsarukyan is next.
That fight, yeah, the real ones do know that. That fight's there. I mean, the best example I could probably give in terms of the situation is like when O'Malley won the belt, right?
Yeah,
he won the belt, and then his first offense was that history.
Was Cheeto, yeah.
Cheeto, you know what I mean?
Which they give it to the number 6 guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's an immediate sell, so don't be surprised if they do give it to Patty. I mean, the fucking hype would be crazy.
Yeah, I hope they don't, especially because to me the 155 weight class has been, in my opinion, the best weight class in the UFC for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So usually the most stacked weight class. I think that the 155-pound champs usually have the best legacies, or not the best, but they always have some kind of legacy to them, right? So that's why I think they should keep that division true to itself and give it to Armin Tsarukyan.
I mean, we'll see.
But
only time will tell.
You know, money is louder than what the fans want.
And right now, I mean, Ilya's the golden goose, so I feel like whatever he says goes as well. So, I mean, well, I guess we'll see. He's got options, bro. It's a buffet of people in the 55 division for him. So
good for him, I guess. Anything else you want to bring up?
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, kids, boys and girls. We'll hopefully be back next week. We're gonna try to keep up more regular schedule. Last time we did this, both of us were unemployed.
Yeah.
And now both of us have very busy schedules with our jobs.
Very. Jobs.
So, plural for this guy over here.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep it as that's also one of the reasons why we stopped doing it. But yeah, hopefully we can find a good routine now. And
we do this for the love of it. We're fans as well, so we want to have fun while we do this as well. We don't want to make it stressful.
100%.
We want to pull each other's hair out enough as it is already.
Yeah.
Pubic hair.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Later, everybody.